Unfortunately, we hear every day about the dangers of distracted driving, yet we all fall victim to it. That is why Rinaldo Law Group is doing what they can to help you avoid it. Here to tell us more is Catherine Rinaldo. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a tough subject, and I feel like it gets talked about somewhat a lot, but yet day after day, there's still incidents. As a mom, my kids aren't even on the roads yet, but it makes me so nervous about what's ahead. Talk about some of the things that you guys are seeing, that your team is seeing about distracted driving, that we need to get a handle on this, do we not?
Yes, well, first of all, the statistics are absolutely astounding. 11 teens die every single day because of the use of their cell phone. 25% of the crashes that we see, we're injury attorneys, and we represent people that are involved in accidents, primarily auto accidents, and 25% of those involve the use of a cell phone, and because they use the cell phone, the accident happened. So it's just absolutely stunning. I've been doing this for over 30 years. In the first 10 years, there weren't cell phones. The second 10 years, there's cell phones, but they're so big, people don't really use them while they're driving. Now, this last 10 years, a big part of our case is finding out, was the person on their cell phone, and how did that impact the crash? And so the national statistics is 25% of crashes are caused by cell phone, and 8 teen deaths occur a year because of the use of a cell phone.
Wow. Well, and you know, cell phones these days, it's not just, you hear texting a lot, which is going on. These are mini computers, so it's not even just, you know, texting, it's emailing, it's looking at Facebook, looking at social media. I mean, it's all of it, is it not?
Absolutely, and the neuroscience tells us that these phones are addictive. So every time we use our phone, this dopamine, this chemical, floats around in our brain that makes us happy and feel good. So it's very natural and normal to be drawn to your phone. And that's one reason why we do this program, because we are just as susceptible to the draw, the addiction, the use of our cell phone when we're driving as everyone else is. So the sooner that we become aware of the problem, and it's a very serious problem, hopefully we'll come up with ways to just not use it, period.
Well, and I feel like teens are a little bit more vulnerable to it. I don't know, you hear all the time that they have this sense that, nah, it's not going to happen to me, or they are particularly, I think, vulnerable as well, and especially if they're watching mom and dad do it.
Yes, and they are vulnerable for a couple of very scientific reasons. Number one, they don't appreciate the danger. They think they're invincible. They think they'll live forever. Number two, their prefrontal cortex has not formed enough, so they don't have the self-control. So while we are more inclined to exercise self-control, the teens, it's almost impossible. It's not their fault. It's just that they're not mature enough. So technically, you know, someone would argue that they probably shouldn't even have a cell phone in the first place because of the nature for it to be addictive. And I'm sorry, Verizon and AT&T and Apple and everybody else, but you know, there are things that I think we need to be aware of this, and we need to really think seriously about it and come up with some best practices.
Well, and what is your team doing? I know this is a part of your mission. You're going into schools. You want to talk to students. What's your team doing?
Well, one of the primary things that we're doing is that we go into the high schools and we speak to the students about it. It's a 30-minute program, and it inspires them. It teaches them the danger, and then it inspires them as to why they want to start thinking about changing their habits. One of the things that we do at the end of the program, they take a test, and then we give them this cell phone sleeve, which is thank you for taking the test, and it's a reminder. They put it on the back of their cell phone, and it's a reminder to them not to use their cell phone when they're driving, and preferably, really, what we encourage them to do is to put their cell phone away as soon as they get in the car.
Good reminders for everybody. There's also a family pledge that you want to encourage people to do as well. Talk about that.
Yes, so by giving these talks, what we found out is that the families aren't having conversations amongst themselves. So there is no kind of rule of thumb or protocol or best practices that the parents tell the children and the children are aware of. Some of the things that come up, like a lot of these injuries and deaths and even fatalities occur because the parent is texting the student or the child. And so the child thinks that they have to respond immediately. So that's something that I would discuss with my family immediately, is say, listen, if you're on the phone, if you're driving rather, and you get a call, I don't care who it is, don't answer it, and know that if you don't answer my call, I'm not going to be upset with you. So, and just having that conversation makes a huge difference and raises awareness.
Well, thank you so much. You can see your passion that this is something that you are trying to change the culture of this, you and your team. We appreciate that. I know you want people to contact you if they want the pledge, certainly to pick up one of the things that you can put on the back of your cell phone. So thank you for all that you do in the community. We really, really appreciate it.
Yes, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this information.
And there is the number on the website to find out more.